For Lab 2, we'll be using Microsoft Word to learn how to format a report. Some of the things you need to write about will be about yourself, about me, about my family, about my major. And the requirements for this report is a minimum of 3 pages. The margins have to be 1 inch on all sides. The title has to be centered. The text can either be justified or left aligned. You'll also need 12-point Arial or 12-point Times New Roman. It must be double spaced, and you must indent the first line ½ an inch. Your report must also contain a header, a footer, and also a heading just on the first page. For the grading, the content will be 50%, the format will be 40%, and your writing structure will be 10%. For this lab, I've also provided a template that you can use as reference. So go ahead and put that on there. Sorry. That way you get an idea of how your finished product should look. The thing to notice would be the heading here, which would have your name, your ID number, the name of the course, the date. Here the title is centered. Here's the ½ inch indentation. You can also use subtitles if you'd like. And the footer here has the page number. But if you notice, this heading is going to be different from the header on the second page and every other page thereafter. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. To begin this lab, first create a new document in Word. Go to the Start button, type Word 2013, double click. Here we have a new document. The first thing we're going to want to do is set the first page header and footer. To do that, just double click anywhere on the top of the page. And then here under the header and footer toolbar, go ahead and click different first page. Okay. Now the header is aligned to the right. To do that, hit home, and then here under paragraph, go ahead and click here under align right, and that'll be placed there. Type your name, your ID number, the name of the class, and whichever section you're in. So in this case, I'm going to use example 05. And then here we're going to want to insert the date. But rather than typing it out, let's go ahead and go back to Design. And then click on Date and Time. The format we're going to want is month, day, year. So go ahead and click that one. If this box isn't automatically checked, go ahead and check it. And then hit OK. Now we notice that by default the header is in Calibri 11 point, so we need to fix that. So go ahead and select this text. Go here, type T, and you'll automatically get Times New Roman. And then increase it by 1, so that way it's at 12 point. Okay, next we're going to want to set the first page footer. Do that, just scroll all the way down to the footer area. Click here in the first page footer area. Then we can go to Design, and under page number, select bottom of page, then plain number 2 here, and that will put the page number right in the center. Of course, this footer is in the wrong font and the wrong size. So go ahead and select it, go back to home, and then set it to times 12. Now that the first page header and footer are set, we'll need to set the header and footer for the rest of the pages. To do that, click outside this footer area, just double click outside of it, and your header and footer should be grayed out. Then we're now in the body of the document. So go ahead and go to the toolbar, hit Insert. Go ahead and insert a page break. And then now we'll see that since the header and footer were only set for the first page, we'll need to create a new header and footer for the rest of the pages. So it'll be the same process. Just double click on the top of the page, and automatically we have header and we'll have the footer here. This header is also aligned to the right. So go ahead and go back to Home. Under Paragraph, hit Align Right. And here you're going to type your last name and Lab 2. And then we'll notice that the font is off. So go ahead and select the text. Go back here under Times. And then make sure it's 12. And then we'll need to create the page number one more time. So go ahead and click in the footer area. Go under Design, under Page Number, and then under Bottom of Page, and then choose Plain Number 2. And then make sure that this is also in Times New Roman. There you go. Next, we'll need to set the style for the body of the document. Go ahead and click outside the footer area, double click, and then return to the first page. The next thing we need is going to be the title of our paper. And according to the requirements, the title must be centered in the document. So go here, we're under Paragraph, click Center there, and then here you'll type the title for your paper. Here will be the title of report. Okay, so then that's in the center. Then press Enter. Now we need to set the double spacing and also the indentation for every first sentence of your paragraphs. To do that, we can go back to Paragraph, make sure it's 2.0, and then if we click here under this arrow for paragraph settings, click there, and then if you look under Special, you can set the indentation for each paragraph. So first line and then 0.5, and then click OK. And then also make sure that the paragraph isn't centered. We want it either aligned to the left or justified. So we'll choose left align. If you don't have this ruler on your document, to enable it, go ahead and go under View, and then here this checkbox will either put the ruler or remove it. The first paragraph will be the introduction. So introduction. The next paragraph will be about me. The next will be about my family. The next one will be about your major. And the last paragraph will be conclusion. If we insert some text here or type it in, first of all, if this is the subtitle for your paragraph, you can press the tab key, and then insert your text. In this case, I copied and pasted some text just to show you an example. Here you'll see that the text is double spaced, and the first line is indented. If you want to make emphasis on your subtitle, you can go ahead and select it here and then press the B to bold it. Next, we'll need to insert a recent photograph of ourselves. We can do that after the About Me section. So go ahead and click here under About Me. Press Enter. Then we can go under Insert. Then Pictures from File. And if you saved it on your USB drive, you can pull your picture from there. In my case, I saved mine on the desktop. So go ahead and double click on it. And then you'll see that the image is really big. So let's go ahead and fix that. What I recommend, I'm going to zoom out so you can see this a little bit better. What I recommend is first click the image. Then here on the corner, hold down the Shift key and then drag it diagonally. And you'll notice as I resize the image that it's being resized proportionally. Otherwise, if I resized it, let's say from here, then you can see how the proportions are stretched out too much. We don't want that. So undo that. Also, you can crop the image. Let's say I have too much information up here. I don't want that. So I can go under Picture Tools, under Format, Crop, and then select the Crop tool. And then you can drag this black line down here to cut the top part off. So something like that. Once you're satisfied with the way the image is going to be cropped, you can go back and press the crop button one more time, and those areas will be removed. So that's how you format the image. If you like, you can also put it in the center. So go back to Home, click Center. That'll center out the image. The last thing would be to insert a table into your document. So go ahead and go under About Your Major. Put the cursor there. Press Enter. Then go to Center, so we can center the table. And then go under Insert, Table. Then we're going to want a table that's going to be 3 by 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then by 5. There you go. Now the 3 by 5 table has been inserted. Next, we'll need to format the table to make it look nice. To format the table, go ahead and select all the cells. So just drag the mouse, select every cell. Then here under Table Tools, let's go under Layout. And then we're going to want to first of all center our text. Then we're going to want to remove the double spacing inside the table. So go back to Home. Then here under Line and Paragraph Spacing, make sure it's 1.0. And then we'll see that the cells collapsed. We want some space between each cell. So from here we can go back to Layout, and then here under Height, let's go ahead and increase it by a certain amount. I guess by 0.5. Also, we can go to Cell Margins, and you'll see here the top and bottom are 0, but for some reason left and right have 0.08. So let's go ahead and remove that and make those 0 as well. So 0, 0, and then press OK. If your table gets cut off, let's say there's 4 cells here, and then another cell on the bottom on the second page, we can just insert a page break at this point. So press enter, insert page break, and that way we have our table together. The first thing would be we want a title bar explaining what this table represents. So go ahead and select the 3 cells here. Go ahead and go to layout, merge cells, and the title for this table will be the jobs that you can get after college. So we could do something like jobs after college. Then this row here can be labeled as job title, salary, cities. Here I'll fill in some example data. So web designer, let's just say system designer and graphic designer. Salary, I'm not really sure. I'm gonna go ahead and make up some values, but if it's your major, you can research some of the salaries that you might get depending on the job you choose. So I'll just put in some sample values. Okay, and then for cities, since we also require a bulleted list, we can insert the bulleted list here. What we can do is select these 3 cells, then go to merge cells, and then going back to the alignment, we can align our bulleted list to the top left. So press that. Then go to insert. Go to home. Then press the bulleted list button. And then here we can start putting different city names where you might find jobs. So let's start with maybe McAllen, San Antonio, Austin, and maybe another city outside of Texas, New Orleans. We can also decorate our table. We can add colors to it. So here for the title bar, if we go under design, then we can pick shading, and then we can pick a color for it. You can choose any colors you like. So here I have one type of color, and then for the headers here for the table, I'm going to pick a different color as an example, but you can use any colors you'd like. The very last thing, the very important step, is to make sure that your document, the entire thing, is Times New Roman and 12-point font. We can fix that simply by pressing, we can do the shortcut key Control A to select all the text. So now everything is selected. Then we can format it Times New Roman and then 12. And now we'll see that everything is formatted properly.